Whee! Join us on this magical Pokemon ride in the region of Sinnoh! No, 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 no. Where you will not find tanks. Ignore the last
Totally
episode.
Well, you'll find tanks. We just don't have one anymore.
Okay,
So you can always go back.
We are good on.
I just like looking at the tank.
So, I mean, you can always go back. No one's stopping you.
No, Jay is stopping us because he does bring up a good point of like, we would need to get fuel and all that. It's like,
Not like you don't have money.
yeah, but we don't want to keep constantly doing that because tanks are just hungry sons of bitches.
I mean, technically,
I'm sorry.
Going, 2 miles to the gallon.
Yeah, I was like, I'm sorry, are you in the military and know how much they take to the gallon?
Yeah, but you guys are like the richest. I must say, you guys are some of the wealthiest kids on the island right now.
Yeah, until
someone beats us.
Until we lose one Pokemon fight, then we have to give them half our lunch money.
as is the law of the league.
I mean, well, technically, I must say, technically, you do have a fighter in your group who can just beat up people and take the money back.
Well, yeah, if we're dicks.
That's if I don't. That's also if I don't get beaten up. Also.
Well, I must say, you can always follow the general rule that most people don't exactly know how to fight here.
Well, yeah, but Sid also tries to fight Pokemon.
I mean, you can fight people who bully you and take your money.
No. What I mean is that he would also try to fight Pokemon at the same time.
To be fair, you've also won those.
Except for when I fought a bear. What was it? When I fought an Ursa Major.
Ursa.
Yeah. Ursa Ring, yeah.
Yeah, the Ursa Ring.
I was like, yeah, to be fair, you fought like a grizzly bear. The thing's like twice your size and like 5 times your level.
Hey, the only thing that helped me was that I had poison on me.
To be fair, you did do a lot. I was expecting you to get the shit beat out of you.
And
you did a lot.
One hit, and he was knocked the fuck out.
But you actually landed a hit, which I was not expecting. And I'll say, I'm like, you hit him, and he was like, the hell? He's like, did a human just hit me? But it happened. It can't be unseen.
Mm-hmm.
You can totally unseen.
You are the winning.
We can totally forget.
Okay. Let's see. Let's take a look at the map. You guys, if I remember correctly, we're heading towards.
Wherever the
you
next
guys
one
are
is.
heading. Yes. Floroma.
Which is number 4 or number 5?
There's no gym there, but it's on the pathway if you're going that way. You guys left Conolave, and you were traveling through the forest when you were traveling through the forest path when you came across that contest with the rich crazy people. And if you continue along the path, you'd be around Floroma.
Okay.
Okay. So, making your way along the path, you will be seeing signs. Making your way across the path. Up to you guys if you want to do anything along your journey.
Can't think of anything aside from making rolls for my growers when I know how many days are passing.
And I would like to hunt for food scrap.
Okay. Are you guys just casually walking, or are you actually like speed, using speed to get from point A to point B?
I don't think we're in a particular hurry, are we?
No, I don't think there's a. The moon's not falling or anything, so we should be good.
Yeah, we're not that much yet.
Yeah, we don't have the Wild Hunt going after us. We don't have Team Rocket. The Inquisition's not after us. The Empire's not after us. But yeah, just going chill all like.
Okay. So if that's the case, it'll take you 2 days walking to get there.
2 days. Gotcha. So I need to make 2 days worth of rolls.
Good work. Okay,
I
time
feel like
for
we
the
need-
hunt.
I feel like at some point we need a Jeep or something. It's like, yeah, bikes
Oh.
are cool, but
Oh, are any of us actually old enough to drive?
You were old enough to drive a tank.
I don't think they were checking our license when we did that.
It's not on the sheet, but it's in the background. I think he's 16 or 17.
same with Sid.
So yeah, you guys are.
All right.
Besides, Sid's dad was like kind of like one of those. He was from Australia, so I imagine he was like, "Okay, Sid, you are now 13 years old. You are now considered a man. Trying to teach you how to fucking drive."
All right, David, you are looking for scrap, I believe.
Yep, food scrap via hunting.
Okay. It's actually a pretty good roll. So... Cool. Roll me a d10.
Okay, statistical average roll. Which is good for
Is there
me.
anything Sid can do to like help out Lattice with that? Because he wants to be at least somewhat useful.
Assist is usually a +2.
Yeah. You can either get a +2 or you can roll with the equivalent of advantage. I'll give you those two options.
I'll take the +2 because I have a feeling if I re-roll, I'll get a 1.
Okay.
Oh, okay, level 5 is expert.
Let's see.
For some reason, I did not hit the expenditure.
All right, no, wrong one. There we go. And make me one more D10 roll.
With the Marvelous Assistance bonus?
Yes, that's gonna be helping you for the second day as well.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, nice.
So 678 Pokebucks worth of scrap. As you start heading towards Floroma, you start seeing more flora and fauna than actual, than most other things. It's almost like the area is almost getting overwhelmed or overrun with like flowers. It is a incredibly gorgeous scene.
Well, we are near a place called Floroma. I can only imagine that,
Right. Anyone who has Pokemon who are currently out, I need them to make a focus roll.
Okay.
Focus.
Holy crap!
Jesus Christ. Okay. Fucking hell. Okay. Okay. And let me roll for Heracross. Jesus. Okay, well, don't have to worry about that for right now. Like, well, okay then, goddamn. Where the hell is... Looking for the Pokédex. I must say, no, I don't need that. Where is the Poké?
Where's the Pokénomicon?
I said I'm looking for. I was looking for the
Oh, nice. Thanks to training, Caesar gets a level.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about training.
All right, and I'm just gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. I was trying to say apparently the PTO errata thing did not come with the Pokédex. It came with the Alolan Dex, but it didn't come with the Pokédex.
I thought I sent you the version that had all of them in there.
Yeah, I must say I thought so too, and
Yeah, it should be called compiled Pokédex.
Let's see. PTU 1.5 plus errata. Indices and references, Pokédex play tests 0. Let's see. Let's see if this is it. Oh, okay, it was renamed something. Okay, cool. Never mind. Found it. Yes, you can search for that all you want. Yes, I realize that. Are you finally loaded up, Pokegenesis? Moving rather fucking slow. I like how I cannot seem to find Heracross to save his life. God damn you, Adobe.
Adobe!
Like I had it in the system and then it reset. Kept all the moves, but reset everything else.
Of course.
That's where it's like Pokemon is like one of the most buggy fucking systems. Like one of the most buggy things on fucking Roll20.
It really is.
And this has been the case for like so long, so it makes me wonder if they even bother attempting to fix it. Here we go. Oh yeah. Okay, there we go. Focus. Okay, everyone just decided to be good today. Okay. Okay. I'll say you're a Pokemon making your way towards Floroma, kind of taking the view and the sights. Alma, even Alma actually appears to be a little impressed. Alma seems to be impressed enough. Herald and Heracross seem to be like really awestruck by these flowers and everything around them. Harold's even jumping off your shoulder to go like jumping off your shoulder to even go take a look at a handful of them. Almost as if he's actually kind of like motioning for you to come over and like take a look as well. Like, wow, look at these. Have you ever seen anything this pretty? Type look.
All right.
I mean, I must say it's pretty easy for you to admire the. It's pretty easy for you to be able to admire the look of the flowers and everything. Nothing that I think that like you spend like a bunch of time on or anything, but yeah, like you guys take notice. Continuing on towards Floroma, the amount of flowers actually increases.
Like, instead of us walking through the traditional grass, is it like we're walking through flowers? Is it like that level of flowers?
It's looking at the pathway. The pathway actually seems to be kind of getting overrun with flowers that are kind of. This used to be a. You can tell it used to be a pretty stable road, for the lack of a better term. But now, as you're kind of going down the path, it seems to be kind of narrowing as the flowers seem to be kind of encroaching on the road, for lack of a better term. Kind of looks like people haven't been maintaining, for lack of a better term.
Anyone want
I
want a side job for taking care of their lawn?
You can tell that foot traffic has been coming through, but the flowers still seem to be growing regardless of having been stepped on.
Huh.
Getting closer and closer to the town, you can see the town in the distance. Make me a perception roll.
Before I do that, can I make a Gen Ed check to examine the flowers, see if I know anything about them that might explain why they're seemingly taking over?
Sure, no problem. Oh wow. Okay.
And then you said perception.
Oh, so you're really good at this. Okay.
I'm a ranger.
What,
nature is what I do.
Fair. All right. So, one of the things that you notice that something seems to be. It's not uncommon for something like this to happen, but it's usually. Things like this are usually the byproduct of accelerated growth. Usually due to either A, unnatural means, which is less common, or B, there is the presence of a Pokemon around here that is causing accelerated growth or pollination of everything, which is more common.
Okay, follow up.
It's usually the sign of a rather high level Pokemon, and their excessive pollination.
I was making a Pokemon education check to figure out what types of Pokemon are known for doing that.
Just as a note, during the time pass and while he's looking, I am going to be utilizing my cooking skills to use the food scrap.
Well, I'm just, taking a minute to squat by the flowers. You're pulling out your full cook set.
Well, I mean, it would have been, over the time. Because, I figure I could, make some snacks fairly easily, as for instance. Or lemonade.
I just find it funny. It's like, Jace sits down to, examine a flower for 5 minutes, turns around, you got the whole table and the stove and everything. Got the George Foreman grill.
Yeah,
I got a perception roll in there, and I tried to make an education check to see if I can figure out what types of Pokemon are known for causing this type of growth like that.
Okay. As far as Pokemon education, pretty simple. With that, there's a litany I'll say it's almost impossible to narrow down
Yeah.
which Pokemon could do it. I mean, it could just as easily be a Vileplume, a Blossom, pretty much anything that releases spores or pollen. It could be a Venusaur. It could be, I'll say, it could be basically any plant-based Pokemon that releases any sort of growth spores or seeds. I'm like, so it's pretty difficult. It's going to be pretty difficult to tell what's causing this. Short of actually pulling out some sort of botany kit and actually
Okay.
checking the DNA structure of stuff, you probably wouldn't be able to tell like which one in particular.
They'll just take a like a clipping sample then for somebody more professional to look at later and move on.
So you're a botanist,
Okay.
not a botanist.
What of the flower?
Yeah.
Are you like taking a flower or just like a?
He's taking a clipping from a flower, like a small.
Okay, make me a perception roll when you do that.
Another one.
Yeah. See if you're paying enough attention after you do this.
Below a
Okay,
to make that 12.
When you clip, I'll say the moment that you clip it off, I'll say as you're beginning to kind of stand up from clipping it, you do notice a minor thing. Well, it's not a minor thing, but it's a almost kind of amazing thing. You clip it off, and as you're standing up, you can kind of see like almost what looks to be like a little vine coming out of where the petal was. Do you kind of leave it, or do you continue to watch?
I'm gonna stick it in a portable grower and watch.
Okay. The piece that you clipped off, where the petal had been like clipped off on the plant, you see a little vine come out, and then extending from there comes some sort of organic material similar to the color of the flower that kind of threads itself and fills in the spot that you just cut.
Oh, that's not normal.
The salad will never end.
The piece that you put inside the portable grower begins to start sprouting vines and appears to be trying with the help of the grower, appears to be growing into a flower of its own. After about 5 minutes, it will be a fully formed flower.
Huh. Is someone trying to cure hunger?
I mean, unless everybody's going to start eating tulips.
Sid will look up to the sky, just straight up, and say, Why are we cursed with just finding weird shit?
Pokemon.
Why is it always us? And it's the weirdest shit. Why? Just the other day, it was a secret underground laboratory. Next, it was millionaires chasing us down like it was the most dangerous game. Now, yes. I ask you, Arceus, what the fuck? And then he will take a breath, breathe out. Okay, so what do you think, Jay?
I don't know what to think. This falls outside of my area of expertise.
And then he will slowly look at Lattice like, please tell me you have at least some idea.
Well, if I'm guessing right,
There we go.
maybe a variant of I think it's is it a vile plume that has all the spores that comes out?
Yeah, gloom and Vileplume.
Maybe a variant of vile plume that's acting as super fertilizer. Or could these be the top of Diglett's heads? Like in a Alola.
Sid. Yep, Sid will slowly turn his head like sideways and be like,
No, I mean like
Dig.
No, I mean like stuff, Diglets with earth having stuff grow from them. Not like cutting their heads off. No, that'd be disgusting.
Sid will turn to Jay like, does that sound like something possible? You're the ranger.
I like how he's like, you're
I'm
the
sorry to
ranger,
say-
do something.
I was like, you have more experience than I do. I don't fucking know.
Brad facing it like that, it sounds like it's morphin' time.
Let's see.
I think Tristan is currently unavailable because he is not next to me right now.
Okay, cool. With his general education role. I can tell you guys as well. Because he'll likely tell you guys anyway. There is something particularly, these plants seem to be giving off an excessive amount of pollen. To an extent where even if you look off into the fields in the distance, there's a little bit of kind of like a dusty haze that you can see floating around in the air. It's almost as if you walked through there, your clothes would probably be coated.
Yeah, I don't have allergies. Yeah.
All right, so you guys are.
Jay.
Mm-hmm. What?
Looking off in the distance. You also notice this with your general education role. There's as you're walking through the distance, there's in the flower like beds off in the distance. It's almost like you can see like this swirling mass of where the way the wind is blowing. Every time the wind blows, like you can see like tons of pollen just kind of blow up off of the flowers.
Well, that's not going to help anything.
So yeah, based on what you're looking at, if someone had allergies, this would be like a nightmare.
This is.
But nothing,
Cool.
I mean, you can kind of smell the pollen, and there's still some in the air around you, but it doesn't seem to be causing any issues for you. All right. So you guys are going to continue to Floroma, or?
Well, this is what we're encountering on the way to Floroma, so I can only imagine it'll be
Yeah.
more of an issue the closer we get. So maybe somebody there will actually know something.
Yeah. Is it so nothing? The plant life has yet to obstruct the way, right?
No. The pathway. No. So the road that you're on, I would say roughly about. The road that you're on roughly about like 10 meters wide. Pretty much like enough for. It's enough for a car to go down. It's enough for a car to go down and people to kind of ride on the side. So pretty much like enough for a car and a bike lane, effectively. And the road, I'll say, and as you're getting closer, the road has kind of been compacted. Unless you guys are kind of walking, unless you guys are willing to walk in the flowers, you guys are going to be roughly about like 1 or 2 inches away from being shoulder to shoulder if you're going to walk next to each other. I'll say as you get towards the town, roughly about like 100 feet from town, the road effectively narrows out to the point where there is no more road. It's just a string of purple flowers that make up that have effectively covered the remainder of the road.
Oh shit.
But you can see that the flowers effectively end once they reach the entrance to town.
That's something at least.
So you guys kind of continue down the road, or
Yep.
what?
He's on
Effective.
down the road.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, just kind of being wary, expecting to see the entire city, like, just overrun.
Well, what he said is it, hadn't made it into the city.
Not from this side.
I need another focus roll from your Pokemon.
Okay. Oh, by the way, Jay, do you know what flavors your Pokemon prefers?
I feel like Jay would, but Tristan did not write it down.
Okay, what are their natures?
Brave. Harold is brave.
Let me note it down. Harold, the brave.
Fringilla, the naughty.
Fringilla, naughty.
And Doodoo, the hasty.
Mostly. Oh yeah, as far as your perception rolls from earlier, one of the things you notice as you're getting closer to town, you'll actually see flowers growing on the trees as well.
This isn't right.
This is what we call an invasive species.
Let's see,
Yeah,
who
can
rolled?
you punch it?
Rolled an 11. Jay rolled an 11. Sid rolled an 11. Let me see. I don't see a perception roll for your character, David.
Oh, sorry about that.
No problem.
I will be with the fix.
While he's rolling that question, Brian.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Hello. First off, y'all can hear me, okay, right?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Okay. Since Sid did ninjutsu training, I know that doesn't include a lot of botanical things, but I figure he would have had at least minor, to recognize some stuff. Could he roll something? Could he roll maybe general education to see if he can at least think if this sounds like anything?
Actually, that is a good point. I want you. I say roll me Gen Ed. Actually, let me take a look. I can tell you something that you can roll. You can roll either survival, Gen Ed, or medicine. Actually, survival, Gen Ed, medicine, or occult.
Occult.
That's not good.
Dun-dun-dun. Maybe legends or rumors.
It's all pretty much the same. It's at 2D, so.
And add a +5 to whatever you're rolling.
Okay. Rare. Okay. Uh, I guess survival +5.
Okay. Because of your particular special background, there are a couple of color variations in these. I'll say in some of these flowers that you're seeing. They look a little. I'll say some of them look a little strange. You're seeing an uncomfortable amount of. You're seeing an uncomfortable amount of some of them. I'll say most of them you don't recognize, but I'll say most of them you don't recognize, but there's enough that catch your eye to where you recognize some of these flowers. They're not the exact flowers that you've seen be used, but they do have similar color patterns to fauna that you are aware are, I must say, sometimes in the past, by certain ninjas who have been used for hallucinogens.
Oh, like, as we're walking around, like looking at everything, Sid is, as said, looking around, just like, and then his pace slowly like starts slowing down. I imagine he was like kind of in the middle of the pack, and then slowing down more, and then finally stops. Oh, fuck.
I must say they don't seem to be the flowers that would cause it, but you do. I'll say, but they don't
They
seem
share
to be the exact flowers, but
similarities.
their color pattern they share enough similarities to where you might think so.
Yeah, I may not. I'm not 100% certain, but don't eat any of these flowers.
I didn't even think that was an option.
Well,
I
you
thought
know
about
how
it.
some can be medicinal and such that these, I guess, could hypothetically be medicinal. Basically, one of my senseis taught me some stuff about botanicals and history and stuff like that, and well, they look a lot like some stuff that's, kind of used in hallucinogens and stuff like that. Make you go cuckoo crazy. See things. Not exact, but pretty fucking close enough that I'm like, don't eat it. So, Jay, you might want to wash your hands or something in case it goes through touch.
Oh, you never handle flowers directly. Who knows what kind of oils
Okay.
and shit you'll get on your hands.
Okay, good. Fair enough, thank
generally
you.
just pick them.
Okay, those of us who are professional plant messers with know not to touch plants directly. The oils on your hands can do bad stuff to the leaves, and who knows what they'll get on your hands.
Huh.
Just like if you're doing bonsai, you're supposed to wear gloves. Same principle.
That I know.
Okay, so possibly hallucinogenic, but again, I can't be certain.
Okay, let's see. So what we're going to do, you guys are heading in towards Floroma, walking through that path of flowers, and you finally make it. You are greeted. I'm about to say you are greeted as you walk into town by a spectacularly colored site. These flowers appear to be far more organized and managed than this appears to be far more organized and managed than like the flowers outside of the city. So these actually appear to be planted on purpose. You do see, I'll say, you do see three police motorcycles parked at the entrance when you came in.
Oh, the Jenny's supposed to be around here.
Did you see the police that goes with the motorcycle?
You do see someone up ahead of you who turns around and looks, notices your presence.
Not police. Bug catcher.
He's going to look. He's like, oh, travelers. Okay. He's going to kind of run over to you. He was like, hi. He was like, hi, folks. Yeah. Welcome. He's gonna be like, welcome. It's nice to see you. I'll say, welcome to Floroma. Yeah. We're kind of dealing with a little bit of a problem here. I apologize.
Yeah, you seem to have a little bit of an ecological crisis on your hands.
Not so much a crisis as there is a drastic problem.
Well, I mean...
Okay, cataclysm. Nothing.
Have you tried razor leaf?
And I'll say he's gonna kind of like give you a look and be like, yeah, we don't. He was like, we don't exactly believe in. He was like, we don't exactly believe in damaging. I'll say damaging nature if we don't have to, especially using nature to damage nature. He was like, he was like, for the most part, we believe in letting nature take its course, and it's our job. I'll say, and it's our job is our jobs as humans in order to be able to work around whatever nature bestows upon us. It's like nature is not to be controlled; it's to be experienced.
Well, that experience seems to be creeping up on you with a lot of botanicals.
True, but no more than what we must say. But as inconvenient as it may be, it's a constant reminder that we were the first ones to encroach upon it. We paved over it, and it seems to be attempting to try to repave over us. So I can't be but so mad.
Well, I can't argue with that. if this isn't your cataclysmic gardening, if that's not the cataclysm, then what is?
Oh, the cataclysm. I'll say the problem that we're dealing with doesn't seem to be bothering us. It seems to be affecting. It's going to kind of look at your Pokemon.
Oh, right. You want to know the
It was
Pokemon
like-
roll? Sorry, 1 second.
He's looking at you. No, you gave me one.
I gave you a second one.
Yeah, you gave me a second one.
Oh, okay.
You gave me the second one. At least I thought I saw it.
13,
You rolled.
yeah,
You rolled a second. Yeah. That's right. Did I roll for Heracross? No, I did not. I need to roll for Heracross. 1 second. Jesus fuck. Okay. Okay. He's gonna look at your Pokemon. He's like, have your Pokemon been acting funny recently?
Not that I've noticed.
Do you look down at Harold?
I'll look over at Harold, since again, you ride Pikachu style.
I'll look down to Olma.
He seems to be kind of staring off in the distance. Doesn't appear to be blinking much.
Okay, now
Same
he's
as
acting
Alma.
weird.
but Alma doesn't. Also, Alma, since Alma doesn't really blink, it's kind of difficult to tell. But Alma's really not moving. She's just kind of standing there, gazing off.
So she's no longer
Um,
turning the
Her-
pages of her book.
yeah. They appear to be staring off in the distance, like into this tree line in the middle. Heracross as well. Heracross appears to be like kind of licking its lips. From from what you've experienced, Heracross does still, appreciate nectar and flowers. He's kind of given off the "I'm hungry" vibes. Um, Harold is just kind of like Harold and Alma are just kind of like staring off into the distance.
You okay there?
Make me a. What do you want to try to do to get their attention? Like just talking to them, you don't seem to be able to get their attention.
Okay. I will.
You can make a command roll. You can make a.
I was thinking some like routine, like very routine commands. And I don't want like an attack to happen. Maybe like a command for like a practice move.
Yeah. I'm about to say you can be like hello, hey, like Alma, just like give a if you want. Okay. You're like
Hello,
hey,
hello. I was
Alma.
listening on.
You're like Alma. Hey Alma. You just kind of like snap your fingers in front of her face, and she kind of like, and just kind of looks at you and is like, "Don't you snap your fingers at me?" She'll give you kind of like a telekinetic like nudge in the kneecap.
It's like, yeah.
Is there anything you're trying to do to get Harold's attention, Jay?
1 second, looking. I'm gonna try to use my aura to ping his brain. Via channel.
Okay.
Like, hey, dude, hello.
Okay.
Mental knock, or rather, chi knock.
Okay. So you're just trying to talk. You're just trying to see what he's thinking, as opposed to actually getting his attention.
Well, I'm trying to get his attention, via via chi versus snapping my fingers in his face or anything. I'm trying to, do that thing where I connect with the Pokemon and get his attention that way.
Okay. I guess a focus or intuition roll if you want.
Intuition usually is my chi stuff.
Okay. Then intuition.
Let's see, and I've got the skill stunt, so I lose a die, but I get +6. That is a terrible roll for me.
It is, but it beats the difficulty. That's all you need.
Well, I'm not disputing that. It's just, 3D +8, and I only come out with that. It's like, that's
I mean, that's technically the average.
barely.
And so what you end up doing, I'll say you're kind of like you're like Harold, and the moment you get inside of his mind, before you gain his attention, what you hear is, "It's so lovely." And it's like, "Harold, what?" And then it just kind of looks over at you. He's like, "What are you doing in here?"
Trying to get your attention, bro.
What are you talking about? I've been here the whole time.
I said get your attention, not that you were, not here. You were staring off into space.
He seems a little confused. He's like, kind of looking around. He's like, "When did we get here?"
That's my point.
Sorry, I think this is just really, really pretty.
I
You
know
don't think
what
this is pretty?
happened. This is the plot of Hollow Knight. It's the light. It's infecting everything. Now we have to kill the Hollow Knight.
I'll say Harold's gonna be like, you don't smell that? It smells lovely.
I don't have your sense of smell.
I suppose that's he's like, I suppose that's true. He was like, I guess that's just one of the unfortunate. He was like, I guess that's just one of the unfortunate aspects. Harold's gonna be like, he was like, I apologize. I'll try to pay more attention. He's gonna look around. Like renewed focus. I'm gonna say the guy's gonna kind of let's see, Heracross. Heracross is completely like just like gazing off.
Tristan misses Beatrix right about now. She had an ability that would have made this not a problem.
Let's see.
Alma, what were you focusing
Sid.
on?
I'm gonna say it was like Alma's gonna kind of look at you. It was like, what? It's pretty out here. Is that a problem?
No, that's. Go ahead, look around.
I can look at flowers if I want. I can admire something besides a book. You don't know me.
You don't know my life.
Like most of the time, all I can look at is books in your face. So maybe I want to look at flowers.
Point made.
Jeez. Alma woke and decides violence every single time.
I'm gonna say, Sid. I don't know if you're paying attention to Heracross, but Heracross appears to be kind of starting to wander off. You'll see its back open up and its wings start to flutter as it starts kind of like floating off over here.
Heracross? The fuck you going, mate? Yeah.
And I'll say, for lack of a better term, Tristan, you can. I'll say, you guys can kind of see the cartoonish hypnotic swirls on Heracross's eyes as he's just floating forward, heading towards the open field.
He'll be all right. Right?
Looks to the bug catcher, right?
I'm gonna say he was like, he's gonna look at Heracross kind of floating up. He was like, oh no. He was like, oh no, it's another one. He was like, and bug types are particularly susceptible. He was like, he's going off into the fields.
Should I try to catch him or stop him?
I mean,
or will he be okay?
Is he your Pokemon?
Not really. He's kind of a wild one that just follows us around.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I don't know what he's gonna do in the field over there. I just know that when they go into the field, when they go into the field, some strange things kind of seem to be happening over there. Where every time the kind of issue we're running into is that the Jennies are here as backup to try and figure out what the problem is around here. But every time they head out into the tall grass in the field, they lost their Growliths in there.
Never go into the tall grass, except always in.
I'll say the Growliths started acting funny. I'll say the Growliths started acting funny in the field, and I'll say the Growlers started acting funny in the field, and we've been and they lost them, and the Jennies were subsequently attacked by something in there, and were forced to retreat out here, and they're currently back. They're currently back by the Pokemon Center, trying to figure out a way to regroup and come up with a different idea.
It sounds like the fields aren't going to give it up to anyone.
So currently several Pokemon have kind of been lost in the fields. I'll say currently several Pokemon have been lost in the fields. We have, there's a Pokemon. This whole thing started. This whole thing started once this town's local florist Pokemon kind of went missing, and then once she went missing, we started having a bit of an overrun over the course of the next 2 weeks, where flowers started sprouting up everywhere. And this is a bit of a problem because we have this is a bit of a problem because we have a contest. Because we have a contest coming up, and we have a contest coming up in a couple of days, and there's going to be a lot of people flooding into this town. So we're trying to figure out a way to handle this before people come here with their Pokemon and something happens. Because the last thing we need is for this contest. We need this contest to go off without a hitch.
What did she
And
lose?
we don't.
Species. What did she lose?
He's gonna pull up his Pokedex. So you're gonna pull up the Pokedex. You will see this Pokemon.
I was just
What?
talking about you. Well, your pre-evolved form. Okay. Gotta make some rolls here.
The Pokedex will refer to it as Lilligant.
Yep.
Lilligant?
Evolved form of Petty.
Did I hear that right? I heard that right.
Yeah,
Lilligant?
Lilligant. Evolved form of Pettylil. Okay, that's to know about it.
Lilligant. Lilligant.
And
I like how Tristan's like, I should know.
I also like to invoke Pokemaniac to know type and abilities, since I can't see it to know level in nature.
Okay.
So 14 to what I know about a Lilligant, and then Pokemaniac to back that up.
Okay. Okay. Lilligant is a grass type Pokemon. Obviously.
I wasn't sure if it was dual typed.
No, it's simply grass. Simply grass. Simply a grass type. Its abilities. It's three general abilities. Chlorophyll, Own Tempo, and Leaf Guard.
Okay, so it does not have that thing Pettylil had that said abilities are negated due to the way it smells within a certain number of feet.
I think it's actually called Pleasant Smell.
That's for a normal Lilligant.
Okay, and I presume that this is on the list of possible Pokemon that would cause the mass blooming effect that you said I would have an idea of earlier.
Yes, you also, one of the things that you pull up, one of the things that you pull up in one of your Pokedex, and one of its Pokedex information is the fragrance on, the fragrance from the garland on his head has a relaxing effect.
Okay. So, I'm going to try an experiment. In which, the way they're behaving, this is the closest status condition I can think of. I am going to feed Herald a Persim berry, which is used to cure confusion.
Okay.
To see if that might help, give him a bonus to saving or inoculate. Since
Okay.
confusion is the closest effect to what you were describing in terms of the status effects in the game. I mean, technically, there's
Jesus
the
Christ.
infatuation status, which comes from certain moves, but they don't have a cure for that, so
Okay.
we can't cure boner.
I'm gonna say, it seems to be. I'm gonna say, see, you. See.
I should start growing lumberries. They just cure everything. Literally, all it says is cures any and all status conditions.
What was the cure? Yes.
Okay. Confusion is, and I'll say, from what you can tell, from what seems to be going on, it seems to be a mixture of confusion and sleep.
Okay, I have a berry that cures that too.
Okay.
So,
I'll say, for lack of a better term, it seems to more something. I'll say, whatever the scent is, the best way you can tell, is it puts them under some sort of hypnotic trance of sleep, but at the same time keeps them awake enough for them to be confused, for them to follow orders.
They're in a highly suggestible stone state. It's like,
Yes.
I was like, player understands. It's just looking at the, it's like, I have these berries to cure this. I wasn't sure if they came close enough to possibly have an effect.
Yes. Technically you can wake them out of both just by, commanding them or yelling at them, like, hey, just like doing something drastic to get their attention, or you can just feed them berries.
Well, I was hoping with the berries that it might either give them a bonus to the save or prevent the effect in the first place, as long as they keep nibbling.
It will. You'll have to continually feed them a decent amount of berries, because so long as they're exposed to the pollen in the general area, they're going to continue suffering from the effects the longer that they're exposed to this.
How long are the berries good for, in theory?
Out of combat, I will say roughly about 2-3 minutes.
So
I'll say 2-3 minutes.
In theory, a scene. Out of combat.
Out of combat, a scene. In combat, about 2 rounds.
Okay. And then after that, we just have to start yelling at them and hope they make the save.
Or you just spend your time feeding them more berries. Just keep feeding them berries until they're like, Jesus Christ, why are you giving me so many fucking berries?
Okay, knowing that, what I'd like to do is, with David's ability to make preserves, we can basically just give them a jar of the stuff that they can be spooning into their mouths while we go deal with this.
Okay. Heracross is continuing to flutter off.
And we can go catch Heracross and give him some, because they like sugar.
I caught you. Any idea to stop him? As Sid is like rushing after him. Get back here!
He looks to the guys standing around with nets. Can you help him?
He's gonna look over at Heracross, look at his tiny net, and be like, "Yeah, I'm not trying to get bench pressed."
No, like Jay, what do I need to do to wake him up, as it were?
Either shout at him to snap him out of it, or feed him this, and I'll toss him a pair of the gigantic berries, because Pokemon berries are the size of fucking fruit.
Yeah, the bug catcher is going to be like, yeah, this is for catching like Weedles and Caterpies, not giant muscle beetles.
I know they make nets big enough to do that.
Sid will put it in the satchel,
down, Sid.
but Sid will open up his satchel, put the berry in, but pull out the whip, the chains. All right, I know how to wake him up.
5 minutes later, we got somebody running around with that Pokemon sniper rifle firing berries.
It'll be hilarious.
How
I
many
could just.
preserves you want me to make? It's a berry plus 50 Pokebucks, but I can use that in scraps.
I imagine we'd only need 1 jar per. This shouldn't take that long.
Okay, so it's 2 berries you need.
Well,
Since-
it's 2
since
berries
Heracross seem-
to cure the effect, and that's per Pokemon. So I'm gonna have to give you 4 berries, and then what's 1 for mine and 1 for whatever one you're gonna choose to use.
Okay, so
So
essentially,
you're trying to wrap the chain around Heracross.
Or, well, no, not really. I'm gonna be doing a little bit worse.
Oh, you're actually just gonna whip him?
Or at least like crack it, or something, or at least like grapple him essentially. Like, get back here!
Okay. Opposed grapple roll is what? Athletics or combat?
Combat, I believe.
Either it's multiple things. Depends on what 1 second. I'm going to the back of the book because it's combat or. This is intercept grapple. You can target a creature and make an opposed combat or athletics.
Okay. And this is how this all started in the first place. Trying to find a fucking... Get back here, you little shit!
Oh, did you get the flavor stuff?
I did, yes. I have it written down on the sheets now. I wasn't sure if you actually made those or you were just giving me a note so I know for future what they like.
Well, I also gave you 2 spicy and 1 sweet confection to go along with those.
Okay, I did not write that.
I'm just imagining, like, him and Heracross, like, running briefly into the forest, or into the flowers, and just muffled, I will get you back, you little mother-"
It's essentially a 1-turn thing. It's not persistent.
Yeah.
Get back here, you little...
Spicy red plus taste.
Because I'm
Like,
including
get
the
back
effect
here,
for a
you
single
rock
taste.
bastard!
Get... Destroy it. Get back here. Get back here. Hippity hoppity, you ain't my property. Get back here.
Plus 10. Plus 1.
LB,
I see spicy wrap. You want spicy wrapped rice?
yeah, because those are the Pokemon's favorite is this. Here's the optimum wrap. The Pokemon's favorite is this. Here's the optimum wrap.
So I have 2 spicy wraps and 1. Okay.
Can I use command to cheer him on? Huh? You can do it, Sid.
Unless you're gonna go running off with him, I'll give him a +1 instead of a +2 because you don't have cheerleader. So
that's true.
Jesus Christ.
There we go.
So I'm gonna say I can count that as a +1 assist.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead and pick these up,
Voodoo is the king of dodge when he eats that.
Oh no! Because you eat it and then you have the digestion buff and then you expend the buff.
Okay. Okay, so let me take a look, see what you're doing. Huh, holy shit. Okay, yeah, alright. So, Lattice can command, you know that.
Well, do that, yeah.
Sid, combat.
Berries are considered snacks.
Mm-hmm.
Heracross, opposed combat. Let's see. Alright. Cool. You lasso Heracross.
Toward any given time. It doesn't tell me how long. how long the digestion buff is stored. I would assume it's for a day. I don't think it would be unlimited.
For what?
How long a digestion buff? Because they consume it and then they get a digestion buff.
Mm.
Yeah. Snack may be consumed at any time by a Pokemon or trainer. As an extended action to grant a digestion buff. A Pokemon or trainer may only have one digestion buff stored at any time unless they have the gluttony ability, and they may trade in this buff during battle to use the effect of the snack. It doesn't say how long the duration is, but I assume a day.
Mm.
Because you do eventually completely digest things, I'd imagine. I forgot that we could do it too. Though, I mean, for the Poke Snacks, I don't think it really helps us because we don't have natures. Except
nature
our
is
human
human.
nature. Let's see, did Sid do it?
Yeah.
You can do it, Sid.
I believe so. Yeah, back here. So like, comically somewhat tough, like dragging Sid along, but finally settling, like, get back here. You ain't leaving just yet.
Cool. Are you Alright, let's see. He is going to attempt to he is attempting so you lassoed him properly. Now are you what are you doing to try to get his attention?
As I'm like bringing him in and also walking close to him, I will slug him in the face.
Okay, sweet. Heracross will turn around and look at you while still flying forward. Or at least pulling on the the chain. I guess go ahead and take a swing. I guess struggle, or if you have a combat maneuver you want to try and hit him with.
Nah, just good old-fashioned struggle. Okay. Where are my moves? Is struggle. I rolled a 9. Its AC is 4+, so I got a 9. So I don't know if I hit or not. I don't know what Heracross's evasion is.
Heracross's evasion? That's a magnificent question. He's a big boy.
He's a big one.
You know, his attack is ridiculous. Physical evade. Kind of weird. That can't be right. Hold up. Huh, it is right.
That's
weird.
A great sign. GM's like, that can't be right.
I was like, wait a minute, what?
Huh. His special defense is like much higher than his regular defense. Okay. Kind of figured an armored beetle would have more, physical defense, but fuck it. Okay, whatever.
Well, I think that has less to do with the creature and more to do with your random generator.
No, I'm talking about as far. I'm like even from the Pokedex.
Oh,
His special defense is higher than his regular defense. Random generator kind of just made it worse. That's why I was kind of confused because his special defense is 10, but his regular defense is 8. That's why I was like, huh, this armored Hercules beetle can soak more special attack damage than physical attack. Okay. Then fuck it. I'm just gonna go with the concept of a Tarask and just reflective carapace. Just to flex magic. Okay. Struggle. In which case, you actually barely hit.
Yeah.
You barely hit, and hitting him with that. All right. His defense. All right. You smack him for. Your hand hits the back of his head. You're like, ah. You do your minimum 1 damage.
Like.
Heracross kind of snaps out of it, shakes his head, turns around and looks at you. Kind of like, Hera?
You good?
He's gonna kind of look at you and like shrug his shoulders, like, Hera, and kind of gives you the impression of like, yeah, totally good. He's gonna kind of look around and is like, why are we over here? Type look on his face.
Long story. Just eat this, and he'll shove the berry in and like to his face.
It will snatch the berry out of your hand and just like scarf it in his mouth. Kind of like, it just like devours it in the sloppiest, most disgusting way possible. It's like juice going everywhere.
He'll pat Heracross and just kind of be like, and start untying him out of the chain. Okay, come on, buddy.
And it's like, Cross. As it's walking behind you, it's holding its hands out for more food.
He'll simply point at Lattice.
Heracross is going to come over to you, Lattice, and ask, with air quotes, for more food.
Let's see. Fresh preserves.
Is going to smile. Is going to take the entire jar, dump it to its face. Is going to eat the entire thing. Let's see, what is the best
That was
thing?
supposed to be over time, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I've got more berries as far as that goes. It's just, the preserves are more of a convenience factor. Because they can just be nibbling on... The theory was nibbling on it over time, yeah.
I don't think Heracross is the nibble.
Yeah, well, like I said, if Heracross becomes a problem, I got berries we can chuck at his head.
Right. So, Heracross will eat the preserves. And it will look satisfied for now. I was going to kind of give you the look of, you got me later, right?
Thumbs up.
It'll give you thumbs up as well. All right. Is going. I'll say the bug catcher is going to tell you guys, like, yeah, he's like, it's been kind of crazy here. Most of the people here in town have lost their Pokemon in the brush, and we don't know what to do.
Well, it sounds like
I mean, I guess the probably the best idea to do would be to kind of cull the flowers, but we can't bring ourselves to do that. We really don't want to damage nature.
Well, if that's not an option.
Well, I suppose somebody needs to mount an expedition into the fields then to find out what's going on inside.
But who would be brave enough to do something like that? He's gonna kind of look at. He's gonna kind of look at you, Jay. Are you wearing like ranger attire, or are you just wearing like regular clothes?
He's not actually a ranger, so he's just wearing regular clothes.
Okay. Do you have anything that signifies like ranger in training or something?
Well, he hasn't even gotten into the academy yet. His whole thing was traveling with the group until they got to wherever the hell rangers learn to be rangers.
Okay.
The training is the journey on the way.
So it's just, he is basically just wearing normal street clothes.
Okay. He was like, man, he was like, yeah, he's like, I'm just kind of a bug catcher. If only we had a ranger.
Fortunately, you found the bravest travelers in Sinnoh.
He's gonna be like, really? He was like, he was like, really? He was like, awesome, good. Now you can head to bed, okay?
I want to show you.
Oh, Jesus fuck.
Before we do anything, we probably should talk
Okay.
to Flores
He was
so
like,
we can learn about, what she knows about the personality and stuff of the Pokemon that went missing. Because if this is her Pokemon, causing this in some capacity, knowing a little bit about it probably would help track it down. So, assuming our GM is still with us, if he can point us in the direction of the flower shop.
Okay.
oh, the flower shop?
Or wherever the florist hangs out, where we can talk to her.
Yes, the florist. She will be in. Actually, no. Sorry. This building, the blue one.
Thank you. So, probably go talk
Okay.
to her first.
Sid, I'm gonna go and
See if the general store has any breathing equipment, then to go from there.
I'm gonna go talk to the Jenny, see if they know anything new. Alma, you gonna come along?
That one, right? Not the Pokemart.
Yeah, one of them is a Poke Center. The larger one is a Poke Center. The smaller one is the market slash. The other one is the market slash florist.
Okay, so I want to go to the Pokemart. Got it.
Yeah. The small blue one that I clicked on is the market slash florist. So. Right, let me see. Oh, I had that. Where's her image? No, I'm not looking for Bidoof.
He was Bidoof the whole time.
The doof.
Yes, loading recent results. Come on. I know I have that image. Apparently, it also got rid of the image, the file that I had for the florist. So I've got to go through my list of things. I'll say my list of downloaded characters. See if I can find her. And it just makes me realize I have uploaded a lot of images.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
It is when you're trying to find it.
Now you just understand a small microcosm of the pain David and I have to go through.
Yeah. Crap, which
It's
folder
always
is that
been a
in? Which
problem.
subfolder is that in?
Here it is. Subfolder, fuck.
What is this organization? Know what you speak.
I have them organized, but you know, of course, like the initial, I'll say the initial thing, where it's like you recent uploads in my library, where you first drag and drop to upload them. Since the actual file that was supposed to have that has her stats and everything on it isn't there, the image isn't there. I had to go through the my library of recent uploads to go see if I can find it. It's like buried all the way at the fucking bottom because I've had this token since since the first PTUK. As you head towards the floor shop, you walk in the door and you are greeted by this lady. She was like, "Hello, how are you?" "Oh my God, it's you!"
Oh my God, it's you!
She's gonna look, and she was like, "You survived?"
Yep.
You survived?
She's one of the ones who
Surprisingly.
quit.
Hmm?
Isn't she one of the ones who quit before it started?
No, she's the one who ran into an
She
explosion.
got rocket
Ah.
launched.
Survived and won.
Well then, hopefully you're willing to spend some of your winnings with our store.
Well, that's going to depend on what you have in stock, but currently I'm on a mission to recover a certain missing Pokemon. So I was wondering what you could tell me about him, her, it.
She's gonna she was like, "You're here to find my Lilligant?"
Hopefully.
Oh my God! It was she was like, "Wow, I'm sorry. I was going to be a little hostile and a little upset at the fact that this the whole debacle kind of resulted in me getting exploded."
Understandably,
It was like you're drawing more people with honey than vinegar. Speaking of which, we do sell honey. She was like my Lilligant just started acting. My Lilligant started acting really funny shortly after this strange man came into town. He was passing through, and he was a little weird. I didn't fully understand him. He gave me a little bit of a odd feeling when I saw him. But he came through town, and he didn't say much. He came through, bought a couple of things, and he was eyeballing Lilligant. And then he left.
did he interact with Lilligant in any way?
Not from besides making eye contact the entire time that he was in here buying items from me. He just continued to just look at her, and I thought it was a little strange, but he was spending money and he wasn't doing anything particularly odd. Paid in cash. Paid in cash, which I mean it's novel and I like it, but considering how strange he was, I'm not surprised that he didn't want a paper trail of some sorts. And after that, for the next couple of days, Lilligant started doing some rather odd things. Was going out into would go out into the fields I'll say would go out into the fields on occasion and be a little. I'll say would go out into the fields on her own in the middle of the night, and then would come back the following morning with some strange sludge. I'll say some strange sludge attached to the bottom of her feet. And I would clean her off, thinking that maybe I'll say maybe there was, tracking in mud or dirt. I didn't exactly know what it was. I just knew. I'll say I hadn't really seen it. It was a strange dark. It was kind of dark black or purple-ish looking color. So, yeah. And it was like, and then she would go out for longer and longer until she just didn't come back. And shortly after that, flowers started spreading all over the place, and it started extending out. And I'll say first it started overtaking the fields behind the town, and then it started spreading out into the woods, and eventually the pathway leading out of the city. And now recently we've been kind of having Pokemon from all over, and people who've been coming into town have been kind of losing their Pokemon. They've been kind of losing their Pokemon gradually. It's been very strange. They'll let their Pokemon go. They'll take them to the Pokemon Center, and while they're waiting for their Pokemon to get healed up, the Pokemon, while they're in the back, will break out of their Pokeballs and flee into the fields.
I don't suppose you got a security camera image of this person, or could at least remember, give me a description of them.
I do. I showed it to the Jennies, and they don't seem to exactly recognize him. But I mean, hopefully you do. She'll pull up the camera, and she'll pull up the camera feed, let you take a look. She was like, "Oh, by the way, are you?" She was like, "Oh, by the way, are you like a detective or a police or?"
Ranger in training.
Oh, wow. Okay, you're the right person for the job. She'll pull up the video camera feed, and you'll see this person look towards the camera and just kind of stare at the camera.
Son of a bitch.
I was about to say, I was like, this is all sounding vaguely familiar.
Sadly, I'm not a chemist this time, so I have no reason to look at the sludge, but...
She was like, well, I don't have the sludge. She was like the Jennies have it, but she was like, well, since you're a ranger, that means that you're pretty intelligent and intuitive, so maybe you know what it is?
I haven't encountered anything sludge-like before that would cause what you're describing, though this individual has appeared in instances where forcibly controlling other people's Pokemon was a thing.
Heavens to Betsy! Is that what's happening to my poor is that what happened to my poor Lilligant? Do you think he took her?
I don't think. Yeah, obviously didn't take her from what you described.
Well, I don't know exactly what's happening, but I don't know exactly what's happening, but all we know is that there seems to be this. All we seem to know is I think it was like there seems to be some sort of aggressive expansion of these flowers, and it's having a rather strong effect on on every Pokemon that smells it.
Yep.
And unfortunately, I think that Lilligant might be at the core of it. And I can't and the last thing I want is for her to be behind someone losing their Pokemon.
Well, thankfully, so far from what we've been told, they haven't actually lost them. They are just out there in the field somewhere, which means we can get them home. That said, I probably will need some supplies from your store, depending on whether you sell the appropriate equipment.
She's gonna be like, oh, she was like, I sell a good chunk of everything. She was like, what do you need?
Well,
I'll say she will tell you. Let's see, I can tell you what she has. Give me one moment.
that's like, because I'm actually looking in the equipment section of the book right now, and I see something that would be very helpful, but I don't know if she'd actually have it in stock. It's called a gas
What was
mask.
it?
It's called a gas mask.
She would not have a gas mask, but
It's like it's right
what
here
she
under
does
head equipment.
Let's see. Hold up.
I didn't think she would. That would be too useful.
Well, I mean, why would she sell a gas mask as a floral shop?
Because it helps with certain Pokemon moves.
You
You
let's
become immune
see.
to rage
You
powder,
are at the,
poison gas, poison powder, sleep powder, smog, smoke screen, spore, stun and sweet set. That's all stuff that would be useful.
I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna say you are at the Pick a Peck of Colors flower shop.
Well, you also said it was the general store.
Yeah, it's also a general store.
I see a Pokemon Center, a general store, and I'm not sure what that large building's supposed to be.
The large building is where the contest is supposed to be taking place.
Okay, so it's
Into
the
a-
convention center.
That's what. Yeah. You know, the place that's like a million times larger on the inside than what the game actually depicts.
Yeah.
It's like a whole map for it and everything. Technically, the map that I have for that is larger than the map for this town. Because that's the way Pokemon works. All the
I
Pokemon
assume that
operates on
means she'd
TARDIS
also
mechanics.
not have safety goggles.
Yes, actually.
Cool, because what's going
She
on might
must-
work against what's going on, because it says you're immune to moves with the powder keyword, so that might work.
I'm gonna say she has several berries. Hold up. Okay. She does have several things here. She has something. I must say she has cherry berries, chesto berries, pecha berries, rost berries, and aspir berries. She has several accessories: red flowers, pink flowers, white flowers, blue flowers, orange flowers, yellow flowers, googly specks, black specks, gorgeous specks, sweet candy, confetti, colored parasols, old umbrellas, a spotlight, a cape, a standing mic, a surfboard, a carpet, a retro pike, a fluffy bed, a mirror ball, and a photo board. She also has something incredibly special that she says that she's willing to give you if you can save her poor Lilligant. It's called a spray duck.
What, pray tell, is that?
A spray duck, I'll say a spray duck allows you to water berry plants that you have. When watered correctly, the resulting berry trees can possibly produce up to 3 times the amount of berries.
Oh shit.
Wow.
It's basically this goofy looking Psyduck looking water pot. She'll tell you it's like I really don't want to part with this, but in order to get my Lilligant back, I'm pretty sure I could make another one. But I'd be eternally grateful if you could pull this off.
Well, I will do my best.
So yeah, if you have this, you can basically pour regular water into it, and when you pour it out of it into the plants, somehow or another, something Pokemon magic, it suddenly starts. I'm about to say it suddenly. Yeah, pretty much. And so yeah. Let's see. I will make a roll for the general store to see if they have gas masks here.
You did say they had safety goggles, though.
Yeah, they do have safety goggles. Let me see if they have. If they do have gas masks, they're probably only going to have like maybe one, possibly two. I'm gonna give it a 50-50 shot. High or low?
Let's go with low.
Okay. All right. If it's low, then they have a gas mask. Then I'll roll it. Then I'll roll the D3 to see how many they have. Shit. That doesn't look right. That's hair cross rolling that. Can't have that. Not much better. We're currently out of gas masks.
Yeah, I imagine there's been a run on those recently.
So now that you mention it.
Well, we can try it with the safety goggles. That might be enough protection.
Okay, in which case I will she's in like in which case we can try and work with that. I'll say she will give you. I'll say she will sell you the goggles for a reduced rate.
Awesome.
See, the goggles generally cost.
Safety goggles generally
Okay, that's weird.
cost $1,500.
Okay, that's weird because the shop. According to Pokemon, the shop usually pay in berries. Okay, then I'm gonna convert berries to money.
What?
Well,
Because
according to
because
the book,
apparently-
they normally cost $1,500.
Oh yeah,
What, Mike?
I'm about to say because apparently she wants you to pay 10 raspberries for this.
I can do that. I think I have those.
I'm about to say because I'm looking at it and it basically says I'm about to say for the write up for the store it says there's it was like this shop doesn't take Pokebucks, instead they sell in the form of berries. She's willing to take money.
It's a poor way of economics.
Well, I mean, I guess it's pretty, it's a green way of going about, paying for things.
Yeah, but how do you afford resources? They can't. Never mind.
Nature provides.
That's in games, if you're just riding around, you find berry trees that you can shake to get to, pick up berries randomly. Just along the roads.
Yeah, I'll say nature provides. Nature and the Pikachu on a treadmill in the back. How you keep the electricity on. All right, cool. She will happily. She will happily sell them to you for. She will happily sell them to you for 500 apiece.
Damn. Okay. And she has how many?
She has.
I assume at that rate, I cannot just run take them all.
Let's see. I'm gonna roll this D20. Let's see if D20 decides to be a dick.
I mean, I know we can afford to take them all, but...
Okay. Apparently D20 says that you have many. She has 19 pair.
Okay, well, shit. Well, I'm pretty sure I only need 6, so that'd be 3,000.
Okay. She will happily relieve you of your money.
Safety goggles. see. Don't need any berries. I got plenty of my own. Can't think of anything else that would be useful in this particular instance. So, thank you for doing business, and I will send my friends back over here if they need anything before we set out.
Okay.
Put the goggles on himself, put the goggles on Harold. I have no idea if they'll help, but they certainly can't make the situation any worse.
Harold's like gonna wear the goggles, looking kind of goofy wearing them because Pokemon wearing human stuff.
Got these big ass like aviator looking goggles.
Yeah.
They fit perfectly on Alma though.
Yep. Unfortunately, I do not have images of her with goggles. Give me a few minutes, and I might be able to whip some up, though.
Well, I mean, you already have the tank one. Ready?
They don't. I must say they fit Heracross a bit strangely. You have to kind of expand. You kind of have to expand the elastic in the middle of it since his eyes are on both sides of his head. But you're able to manage to do it.
Yeah, that's just an annoyance. It's not that big a deal.
I'll say with some duct tape. I'll say with some scissors and duct tape, you're able to cut the goggles down the middle, add a little bit of an addition to it to make the goggles wider so they can go on the bug side of his head.
Also got some for the trainers just in case we end up getting caught in the blast radius.
Oh, okay.
So I will pass those out to my team. I can't make any promises these will help, but they certainly can't make it any worse.
Okay.
And they've actually got a reasonably well-stocked shop there if you guys want to pick up any supplies before we head out. Once time catches up with you, because you guys still want to go talk to the Jennies or whatever.
Okay. While you're doing that, you guys can go talk to the Jennies. What did you want to ask them? I'm about to say they'll turn around and look, and it was like, oh, hey kids. It was like, there's a bit of a issue going on around here. I hope that you haven't been affected by it.
Only a little bit, ma'am.
Oh, well, yeah. She, like one of them's gonna kind of rub her head, and it's like, yeah, we're kind of dealing with a little bit of a embarrassing situation. So, if she was like, how can we help you?
Given that you were I believe one of the first people outside the village to go into the fields, I was wondering if you saw anything inherently suspicious or something you would have gone after but couldn't.
Well, there was this really. I'll say one of the Jennies is gonna kind of look over and be like, well, there was this. While we were out there, there was this strange black. I'll say a strange blackish purple Pokemon creature thing that was shuffling around through the grass, and we couldn't exactly ID it. We tried to, but didn't come up with much. It streaked by, and the Growlithe ran off to go chase it. And then after a few moments of running after it, they stopped running. They stopped running, and they stood there. We tried to call out to them, and nothing. So.
Black Pokemon. It was just repeating, a bluish black Pokemon.
Not purplish. I'll say black with like purplish hue.
Black blackish purple Pokemon. Okay. Have any of you seen something like it before?
Definitely not on my end.
Ma'am, I believe you had a Growlithe, or did some of you have Arcanines?
She was like no, she was like we're the she was like we're just the local troops. Arcanine, it was like Arcanines are for the it was like Arcanines are for the it was like Arcanines are for the sergeants. And
did your Growlithe have names that they could respond to?
it was like this, it was like besides their police code number, no. Hold up.
Nicknaming Pokemon. Who does that?
Well, I mean, they're I'm not saying like they're a police unit.
I'm pretty sure that the K9 officers nickname their police dogs.
Oh yeah, they do.
Blue, red. Girl. Boy. The bestest.
Yeah, I got your attention.
Okay, these are their names.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Ich nie san.
Hey, he got an
K9
upgrade. K9100.
K9 100, K9 48, and K9 43.
You I'm actually noting these down. I'm putting them in my notes area. Lattice will remember this. Oh, by the way, I was mistaken. I did in fact have the note. Find shiny Dratini is what it was.
I remember it was something like stupidly hard to find. Dratini sounds about right.
Yeah, find shiny Dratini from Miranda. K9 100. That is the best name. Because 100 is the best number.
Excuse you, there are infinitely better numbers than 100.
You know what? Just because it actually rolled 100, I'm gonna see if I can pull up an image. I'm gonna replace the image that I had for it with a shiny Growlithe.
Nice.
Ooh.
It deserves something.
Do they respond to whistles?
They used to.
But then the Fire Nation attacked.
Thank you. Thank you. You've
And then the flowers bloomed.
What do you? I was about to say they're gonna be like, what do you? It was like, what are you gonna do?
Sid will like openly shrug, like, I don't know. We have a tendency to just kind of run in on things, but things somehow work usually well for us.
we're gonna find them and stop this and stop this stop. Hold on, let's see if I can do this. Stop. Shit, I'm trying to go for alliteration and I can't. Stop.
Sid will
okay,
see
okay.
Lattice's.
Stop
Yeah,
this
never.
this powered prolifically shit. Oh no! I'll get this.
Sid will.
This prolific pollination problem.
This prolific pollinating pest that is perpetuating many practical problems.
Yes.
The Denny's are just kind of looking at you like, as you sit here trying to, as you would sit, just kind of sit here trying to be like,
You have to forgive
And
us.
then Sid-
We've had a long. Yeah, we've just been. It's been a few. So it's been a weird few months, weeks. I don't know.
see,
For
this is the Jenny's.
For with Greg, this is the world of Pokemon. Time has no meaning.
And this, I must say, also while you're over there, you do see, I must say, you do see a woman. I must say, you do see a woman taking pictures of random things, or things that look random. It's almost like I must say, you're wondering why she's taking pictures of things, but maybe she sees some that you don't.
It's Femme Tracy Sketchit.
I must say, but she appears to be taking pictures of things around here, and she is like, she finally kind of sits up and notices you guys, like, oh, hi.
Hi. Are you a fan of the botanicals?
She was like, no, but I'm a fan of mystery and intrigue.
I'm that NPC.
Slow nod. Wow. Okay. Her pockets are more full than mine are.
And she doesn't even have a vest.
Damn.
She was like, yeah, I found out the, she's gonna notice you kind of looking at her pants. She was like, yeah, I kind of found out I found out the benefits of cargo pants. Wow, this is amazing. She was like, I can't believe you guys were keeping this to yourself all this time.
Have you discovered the secret of pocket vests?
And she was like, yeah, but it's not as flattering.
Well, that just means you haven't used the proper design.
That movie. It was to give her stupid vest in the backstory.
I'm about to say she's gonna be like, well, she was like, well, if I'm gonna be carrying around as much stuff as what I'm carrying, and she kind of pats her pants, she was like, it's probably best to not be bulging out all over the place from up top.
Fair.
True.
That's fair.
That's
That's real fair.
Have you taken pictures of anything interesting around here?
Oh, several things. I'll say she's gonna like several things. There's she was like particularly these flowers, and she was like they're very strange. She was like they appear to be of a very strange, and she was like, I've been taking pictures of flowers for years, and I've never seen flowers that look like this. And she was like, plus there's this strange, I'll say there's some strange slime that I've seen on a couple of the flowers that I took pictures of. When I blew up the picture with the resolution, I noticed some faint traces of some that looked like slime on the petals of some of the flowers I took pictures of.
Gotta love vector images. Huh. You mean like Jello?
It's a little strange. She'll pull out this little mini laptop, and she'll take the SD card out of her camera and put it inside the laptop.
I have enough money for that though.
The resolution. She was like, this should be pretty good resolution. She was like these are she was like, this should be pretty good resolution. She was like, I paid a pretty decent I paid a pretty decent penny for this camera. When she shows you the pictures, they are the image size for, as she scrolls over them, you kind of see the image size for each picture is roughly 5 gigs.
You got an electron microscope up in there?
Apparently.
I'm not techie, but that seems like a lot of gigabytes.
That's a whole lot of
Lot of
bytes.
She was like, oh yeah, she was like, oh yeah, she was like, this is she was like, yeah, this is my I'll say she was like, yeah, she was like, this is my she was like, yeah, this is my 1 terabyte micro SD card.
Terabyte.
It sounds big.
That's a lot of bytes.
Sorry, Lettuce is not a techie. He's not a super techie. Even
Yeah,
though
it's
like I
okay.
want one.
Bytes.
Same as Sid. Sid doesn't know about tech, but he's never heard of a terabyte. Gigabyte is the biggest he's heard of, and he knows it's a lot.
The people in the expensive building deal with those large numbers.
I'll say she's like, yeah, some people buy bikes and cars and homes and food. I buy cameras.
I mean, I guess live your life. Make yourself happy.
She will pull up a picture, and it will be a picture of a plant, and then she'll start zooming in on it, zooming in. She zooms in. I'll say you see her click on the zoom in function. I'll say the little plus thing on the microscope. I'll say the little magnifying glass, and you'll see her click in on it roughly about 30 times, and you will see no degradation in quality as she zooms in.
Which tells you how many quintillion pixels it was in the first place.
So how much for a bite? As he goes for his wallet. No, I'm kidding. He doesn't do that.
I'll say she will zoom in, and on the pedal, on a very, 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 very incredibly tiny portion of it, you will see this very minor looking sludge looking gel on the plant pedal. She'll be like, that's the first time I saw it. She was like, that's the first time I saw it because I'd noticed. She was like, that's the first time I saw it because I noticed it when I was. She was like, I noticed it when I was going through my photos and something seemed off. She was like, that little spot right there was just really bothering me. When she zooms all the way back out, all it looks like is a little black speck. I'm about to say it almost just kind of looks like a piece of pepper. I'm about to say on the flower petal. She also will pull up another picture of a picture of what looks to be grass, and she'll also zoom in on that, and around I'll say mixed in with what you can see as the dew on the grass, there's a slight purple tinge to it as well, as you can see a little bit of this swirl of purple liquid mixed in with some of the dew that's on the blade of grass. She was like she'll say the woman. She was like the woman in the. She was like the florist said that there was something. I'll say the florist said that that her Pokemon was tracking around some sort of purplish goo. I'll say it was tracking around some sort of purplish goo. And the Jenny was like, yeah, and we were trying to track it until we lost our tracking dogs. It was like now we're just kind of up the creek without a paddle. So we don't exactly know what to do, and with things and we can't considering how tight the force is right now, we can't exactly request backup anytime soon. It would take at least 3 to 5 days before we could get backup, and possibly get an Arcanine out here to do a bit more searching and sniffing. But we're trying to resolve this before the contest begins. We don't. It was like we really don't. It was like we really don't want this town to have to suffer financially by having to cancel the contest.
Well, maybe our friend Jay found something because he went to talk to the florist. As honestly, I feel like we are going to be doing this one way or another. Would that be
she's
enough
gonna.
time I've passed to for Jay to come back with the info of like, hey, I know, hey, it's that motherfucker.
Yeah. I'll say Jay can come back around this time, and you guys can meet up.
So he
They've
comes
talked
back,
to the
just starts
Jennies. You
tossing
talked.
like basic like safety glasses from like science class at people.
Oh, what's this for?
Not guaranteed, but might help. Pretty much confirmed it was that it's probably the Lilligant got mutated by that. Remember that fucker from the mountaintop with the treasure chest, soldier-looking dude?
That son of a bitch! The one with the air sack!
Yeah. Apparently he came through town, probably caused whatever we're dealing with. But which means whatever we're dealing with might be some type of pollen-based attack. In which case, I can't get. I was hoping they'd have some kind of like gas mask or rebreather. They didn't, but these help against powder-based, powder type attacks. So it might, give us a little bit of resistance going in.
Yeah. Well, actually, Brian, once again, this will. Oh, sorry, Ed.
No, go. I'll say while you're doing this. I'll say yeah. You can ask me what you're asking me. But I can tell you right now, the time has roughly elapsed. Your Pokemon are starting to kind of, your Pokemon, the effects of what you gave them are starting to wear off. If you
Well,
want
the
to
idea
feed them
was
again
that
or figure out
Harold would be
something.
like just nibbling on it, on my shoulder while we were just doing stuff. So,
Okay. What about your other Pokemon?
well, Harold's the only one I have out, so I don't know what the others are doing.
Well, I would have given Alma one of the preservative, because I know Jay's plan was to have them kind of like take spoonfuls of the preservative every now and again.
Okay. Same for Heracross.
I believe so.
Okay. He's going to be looking at you, Lattice, to give him another either berry or preserve.
I may need to. I made 4. Heracross 8. 1. Like
Yeah, you might be out of luck, mate, because you were
Well,
greedy.
if Heracross is having the problem, I can actually toss him just 2 more of the actual berries.
Okay.
Because I am drowning in berries right now.
Okay. I can
actually,
make some more.
Actually, yeah, that's a good.
No wait. I spent 100 per, which I only need 50. So I made double. Okay, so I do have a spare for each.
Let's see. Okay.
Okay. Which I will
Let's see,
give
okay.
a spare.
I'll say there was actually something I was just thinking about, considering what it actually does, and considering what she actually is. Tristan, make me a Pokemon education. I must say, either Pokemon education or intuition.
Intuition. And plus 1 AP,
Jesus.
make that 20.
Okay. You think it must say you're trying to come up with some sort of way to actually offset potentially help offset the effects of what's going on. You're kind of racking your brain thinking for a moment, and then you realize that you kind of have that you think you might have a Pokemon who might be able to do this based on where you got it from and the effects of the person that you got it from and what they could possibly do. Instantly, Fringilla comes to mind.
Yeah, I was looking at her sheet. I didn't see anything that I thought would apply.
Consider because Fringilla is also a queen bee.
Yeah.
And and the queen that gave them to you was able to produce a special kind of honey. You think that with all the flowers around here, possibly whatever sort of honey that she could make could possibly take the effects of whatever it is, distill it as she creates honey, and might have some sort of effect against blocking what's going on.
Well, if the GM's telling me there's a chance that'll work, yeah.
You know that it normally shouldn't, but you do think back to the special type of honey, the royal jelly that the queen gave you, and effectively putting two and two together that, hey, if the queen could do that, and Fringilla is effectively a queen larva, and technically should be able to do the exact same thing, or possibly create some sort of form of that. Maybe not as good as the original queens because she's still young, but whatever her royal jelly is might actually be able to cause some sort of might be able to aid with it.
All right. Well, what would be involved in getting her to do that?
Nothing. Spending about I would say about 10. I'll say anywhere from about 10-20 minutes to let her just go kind of fly around, gather pollen, turn it into honey, and then bring it back.
Okay. I'd like to go back to the flower shop and ask if she can do that in the flower shop where it's safe enough she'll actually come back, as opposed to having her go out and do that in the field where we'll never see her ass again.
I mean, you can. Okay. You're able to do it. There doesn't seem to be much of a area around here because the pollen's kind of gotten a bit of everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
The doors are sliding doors. They're automatic.
Well, yeah, it's just I don't want her to go out into the field where the exposure is like 10 times more intense.
Okay. Cool. In which case you can go inside of there. Are you just gonna pick some wildflowers or something?
He's gonna take out his as you said, it's a flower shop, so I assume she has flowers in here, like in a greenhouse or something.
Yeah. From what you were thinking, that you need some of the flowers from outside because they're the ones that are infected, so that she can take the pollen from that, turn it into a jelly that turns into roughly like a vaccine-ish type thing.
Okay. Well, we will do that then.
Okay. One of the things that you notice while out here with Fringilla getting flowers, you don't notice anything actually happening to her while this is going on.
Interesting.
She seems to be going from flower to flower, just getting the nectar out of each one. Yeah, and nothing seems to be transpiring.
Cool.
She's just kind of taking the nectar. Nothing seems to be transpiring. For all intents and purposes, she seems to be kind of immune.
Good to know. Well, if she's going to be immune, then I can just have her flit about and mark her territory, as it were.
Okay. As you get, all right. As she is, if you give her enough time to produce enough honey for assume the 6 of you.
Well, it hasn't been shown to affect the people, so we only need enough for 3 Pokemon.
Okay. So yeah, that'll be good enough. She'll provide you some royal jelly. It does not seem to be of the same consistency as what the queen gave you. But you feed it, you can feed it to your Pokemon.
Good enough. Alright, guys. Hopefully between that and all this other shit we've done, it'll be enough of an inoculant for the moment.
Yeah.
Feeding it to your Pokemon will give them a flat. Flat +6 to their focus rolls.
That'll do.
For for 1 day.
Nice. But yeah, when Jay brings that up, we would have definitely, or Jay, or I know he would have definitely brought it up. To like brought that to the office of Jay. He's like, hey, just so you know, we did run into this one person before, and like, yeah, he has a history of fucking things up. So, and it's basically explaining our adventure with it.
Oh, you're telling that to the
and then
Jennies?
asking, yes.
Okay. They'll kind of look and it was like, do you know his name? It was like, is there any information you can give us in regards to him?
Did we ever catch his name?
I feel like he gave us a name, but I don't know if it's the correct name.
Yeah.
All
I know is
the name that he told you, when he was telling you roughly about like his past, for lack of a better term, he told you that he just kind of went by the name of Ro. RHO.
Oh. At least then it wasn't the other Ro.
Yeah, we'd have problems if it was the other row. Fucking appearing everywhere at once and kicking our ass.
Ah!
Not the murder of Rose.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, cool. So, the Jennies are gonna be like, she was like, yeah, it was like, yeah, oh, that guy, yeah, we saw the footage. I'll say we saw the footage. He didn't come up in any of our data banks.
That doesn't surprise me.
It's like, it didn't come up in any of our data banks, and face recognition. The only thing that it pulled up didn't exactly match what we thought. So it was a little strange, and the only person who came up can't possibly be them as far as a facial match.
You would think that, but we've run into that before, so don't discuss
And she,
the
I'll
possibility.
say, one of the Jennies is gonna look, and she's gonna look. She was like, yeah. She was like, yeah. She was like, the only facial recognition that we pulled up. It was like the only facial recognition that we pulled up was from a soldier in the first Poke War, and I seriously doubt that he's that old.
Well, considering what he's been was digging around, what did he pick up anyway last time? Wasn't it like some kind of weird thing?
I think it was like
He went inside the box, and he effectively took a picture of his family out of, what he said was his family out of the box, and he just left everything else that was in there. He wanted the whole box. He wanted to take the whole crate, but he said, if you guys going to be this much a pain, then I only want the picture of my family. And so he took, so the agreement was made. He was like, I want this picture of my family, and you guys can keep what's left. And he just left. And that's when you guys got like a bunch of Pokeballs and stuff that were just kind of left over. Right? Like a bunch of Pokeballs and equipment and stuff, but he was like, "There's a picture of my family in here, and you're not going to keep me from getting this."
So why is he here? But yeah, apparently he has like a reputation. Last time he was it hypnotized or something? He did something to other Pokemon and also caused a blizzard.
Yeah, well, he had the Pokemon causing a blizzard.
He's used, from what you saw, there was some sort of dark aura that was permeating from one of the Pokemon, and he was effectively exerting his will over it to make it do what he wanted. So it was, from the way I told you guys, it's a technique that used to be done in the old days of Team Rocket, where they would experiment on Pokemon and create dark Pokemon that needed to be taken to like a Poke Center in order to be purified of it.
Well,
So I don't know if anyone remembers that from like the old Pokemon trading card game days where they had the Dark Pokemon series for a while.
I remember it existed. That's about all.
Yeah, they're basically Team Rocket mind controlled Pokemon. There's like, oh hey, they're Pokemon. They have red eyes with like a black aura around them. They were dark types before dark types existed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Well.
so you think that you might say thinking about that, you can kind of come to the idea that maybe whatever this slime or ooze is possibly what's interacting with these flowers, and what's interacting with these flowers and merging with the flowers and creating this mind control pollen that is going around infecting Pokemon.
Why would anyone want to do that?
this is the guy who mind controlled Pokemon to find a picture of his family. What you tell me?
Oh, then I'll say intuition rolls, and I'll say intuition rolls from folks, and depending on how you roll, I can tell you, what. Then I'll say you can see if you put 2 and 2 together.
Okay.
So intuition is just like Jay's just permanent thing, I suppose.
Yeah, intuition is technically my second highest at the moment, but it's my primary skill because that's what all my aura stuff is based on.
Okay. Jay, Lattice, you kind of put 2 and 2 together. Sid, you're kind of like, I'll say you're sitting there like racking your brain thinking for a moment. Lattice and Jay, you easily put 2 and 2 together. Whatever this, I'll say that if there is a Pokemon that is capable of if there is a Pokemon that is being controlled, and from what you saw from the last one that was controlled, it seemed to have its abilities heightened. So if this Pokemon capable of pollinating things has its abilities basically maxed out to the extreme, and is able to pollinate and create, create more flowers with this boosted ability, and is able to create flowers that also have, traces of whatever this toxin is in it that can mind control Pokemon, and it can just spread, and you can just like pollen can just carry on the wind, then technically, if this isn't stopped or anything, this pollen over time could spread out all across the entire continent of Sinnoh, and basically mind control just about any Pokemon that it comes into contact with. So if these flowers are allowed to get out of control, they could basically, carry on the wind and spread to any and all regions. Any and all regions of this area, thus giving him control over any Pokemon that he feels like.
Dastardly.
And since they're flowers, no one will actually be able to pick up on it.
Until it is too late.
And the only way you'd be able to get rid of it if it got out of control was if you actually just went around destroying the environment. In which case, if you start destroying the environment, chances are the Pokemon would actually retaliate.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you started burning down the woods and cutting down everything in order to try and call back the effects of it, nature would basically respond back in kind, because Pokemon aren't going to take too kindly to you doing that.
Not
So it's
necessarily true. if they understand why you're doing it, sometimes nature has just got to be burned a little bit. That is the thing.
Yeah, true. But at the same time, if they wind up mind controlled, they're probably going to attempt to try to stop you anyway.
Oh yeah, the Pokemon, the Pokemon that are being controlled would stop us. I'm just saying, Pokemon in general, would, may or may not actually be an issue.
Yeah. I mean, you could just have like Moltres or Ho-Oh just fly over and rain fire down on Sinnoh and just burn everything, and then you'd be fine. But yeah. So that is the situation that overall you can see that being a very high possibility of what is being attempted here.
World domination.
It couldn't even be
no one should have control over all Pokekind.
It couldn't even be Sid will be mumbling to himself like, it couldn't even be something simple. It couldn't just be simple, oh, this Pokemon just wants to do this thing. No, it has to be world fucking domination.
Well, you guys want to be heroes.
Because of fucking course. I just wanted to adventure.
Well,
Yeah, this is an adventure.
Well said. This is a rather grand adventure, if the adults don't stop us.
Well, the adults are pretty much like, yeah, we're kind of fucked. We lost our Pokemon. There's nothing we can do. I'm gonna say the Jennies got chased out of the forest because the Growlers started attacking them, so they ran out of the field. So the Jennies are like, crap, what do we do?
Okay, well, I guess we have to form a plan of attack. Also, would have definitely gotten that photographer's name, because it's like, hey, I feel like you seem cool. We'll probably run into you at some other point. So, yeah.
He's gonna totally give us an alias. Had good thought on getting her name.
Oh yeah, sorry, her name. I'll say, Sienna.
Oh,
Ciana.
Cool.
Oh no,
Yeah,
she's gonna
and,
get killed by a character assassinated person.
Well, either way, what if also would have probably talked to her before we would head out and be like, oh, also, if you want to see weird shit, come back. We'll come back and find you or something, or come along. I don't know. Weird bullshit keeps happening around us.
I'm about to say she was like she was like, you think I'm just gonna sit here and wait for you to come back? Oh, that's funny.
What are you gonna
No,
come with us?
You're your own purpose. You're your own person. I don't fucking know.
I'll say she was like, of course I'm coming with you. What do you? She was like, of course I'm coming in with you. Why wouldn't I come? She was like, this is possibly the story of the century. Assuming that the century is boring.
She's not wrong.
I say, she was like, this sounds amazing. She was like, I can see it. She was like, I can see it now. Adventuring rookie. She was like, adventuring rookie ranger tries to prove his mettle in order to stop the wild encroachment of nature. And she was like, she's gonna be like accompanied by his two flunkies as they go out into the wild.
On the flunky.
So she was like, oh yeah, are you a ranger too?
We'll just look at her with like like a miffed look, like.
It's like straight lines for eyes. Sid totally has
No, I'm not a ranger.
oh, okay. She was like, she was like, are these your sidekicks?
They're friends.
I'm a trainer.
Ah,
I
I'll say
train.
she's in like, she was like, oh, a trainer and a. She's gonna look at Sid and she was like a
He's a Sith.
outdoorsman.
He's
Like, and I'll say she's gonna look at you and just kind of reach over and just kind of like squeeze your bicep, and she was like, outdoorsman.
Nah, I fight things.
Outdoorsman.
He doesn't need an axe to split wood. He uses his fist.
So she's like ranger in training, trainer in training, and a
Fighter.
mixed martial artist in training. Awesome.
Yes, thank you. I can live with that.
It was like, wow, and she was like, and a journalist in training, and she was like, well, she was like, I'm glad you've got me on your team, and she was like,
there it is.
I don't know what you guys would have done without me. I'll say she was like, well, come on, guys. She was like, well, come on, guys. This mystery isn't going to solve itself. Onward, team.
Just sighs. It's like, well, you heard the lady.
I'll
Put on goggles at least.
I'll say she's
I'll look
I'll
at
say
my
she's
industrial.
like goggles. She was like, but if I wear goggles, how am I supposed? It was like, if I wear goggles, how am I supposed to be able to see through my lenses good?
In her
Oh, I'm
defense, it
sorry.
hasn't really
Do
been
you
affecting
want- do you-
people, so she might be okay.
He's like, it's okay if something happens to me. Ranger will protect me.
Yeah, that's not necessarily how that works.
Oh yeah, that's true. The martial artist. She'll look at you.
I will try.
There we go. I'll say you can kick. I'll say I'm pretty sure you can. I'm pretty sure you can. You know, you can punch the crap out of a flower.
I'm not sure if I want to touch these flowers. Oh, which does remind me, Jay. But before Sid says things to Jay, Brian, could Sid come up with again using weird ninjutsu stuff? Because apparently this is a fucking background for. It's a dilettante background, apparently. Could he hypothetically, or if he rolls a good enough knowledge, could he buy some stuff from the florist of basically creating a essentially something similar to a plague doctor mask? Because you know how they had like plants and herbs to kind of like keep the other scents away.
So you want to try to take the bits and pieces from the general store and make yourself a plague doctor mask?
Not a plague doctor mask 1-for-1, but more like to at least get closer to a gas mask than that Jay would like, that he personally would also like, because these are powders and other things. We don't like that.
I will let you go into the effectively Dollar General and go grab like take some black duct tape, the goggles, cone party hat.
No, it would be like a cloth mask, but
Okay.
like it would just be it would be like near the nose. That way, it's like, ow. Just think.
Yeah,
no,
there's enough stuff in there's enough stuff in here for you to be able to try and make your own. Make your own apocalypse style, gas mask.
That is, of course, if he rolls good enough knowledge.
I watched the Cloverfield movie. Yeah, you can. You can make a gas mask out of like a soda can. Like two Pepsi cans, some tubing.
I guess general knowledge.
This would probably go
yeah.
into tech education, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well.
I'll
Okay,
give
well.
say something ninja bullshit. I'll give you a +2.
Okay. It's a combination of tech and like other stuff. So it's like I don't know.
It's enough to make a mask. You can't tell you can't tell until you go out there whether it's functional or whether it's cosplay.
Well, you know what? He will test it by trying to just smell a flower, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. You sniff towards the flowers. You only seem to smell the inside of the mask.
Okay, for now it's good.
You don't seem to be able to smell anything outside of the mask. You just kind of smell whatever the supplies of. You smell paper and duct tape.
Cool. I would have made one for Lattice, Jay, and Sienna.
All right.
Oh,
For
nice.
the the cost of equipment. The cost of equipment to do this will be $500.
Cool. I will readily pay that. I will also see if she has a bow staff, if she has one, or just a broomstick. I don't know.
She has a broom. They have the Family Dollar assembly brooms that comes with it's like a broom and dustpan optional. The closest thing to a wooden pole arm would be a plunger.
Never mind. I'll just stick with my bat.
You don't want to swing a plunger?
The plunger is more effective. The bat is more effective than a plunger.
Oh, okay. In which case, all right. As there's this montage of everyone suiting up different angles of like tightening gloves, putting on tightening bandanas around their head, putting on masks, and like strapping up backpacks and everything. All Expendables like. You guys turn towards the tree line of the woods, and you guys turn towards the woods, and look towards it as you get ready to head in. And with that, that will be the end for today.
Okay.
Yes, the series just ends. You walk into the woods and die.
It was like ... today. Okay. Okay. We now have more plot. And well, I don't know all the details. I mean, taking over the world's Pokemon definitely sounds like, I mean, it's no worse than what was it? The team Team Plasma wanting to take control over
Galaxy.
Mega Evolution Energy?
Mm. Though, as we learned in the show, that was to again bring about the fucking death cult apocalypse.
Yeah, those
What
scenes are
is
dark.
with everybody?
Everybody
in the
who's not
cult?
Team Rocket is fucking trying to kill you, except for Skull and Yell.
They don't really count as teams.
Hey, Skull is fantastic. Excuse you.
There's nothing wrong with Skull.
They
They're
are-
just one of the few teams that's not an
Yeah,
apocalypse
yeah.
cult.
Yeah, I know that was to David of like you leave Skull alone, they are just some adorable nerds who are just doing what they do. They're practically just more innocent Gopniks. They are just like, hey, yo, boss, yeah? I found a new thing. I don't know.
Okay, good point. Okay, this is gonna be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I was worried about what was going to happen with those focus rolls. I was like, okay, they're just staring into space. I thought they'd be like compelled to do things, or like we're going to go into the
That probably comes later.
into the fields and they'll like turn against us. A la, what was it, Pikachu Revolts?
That also probably would be later.
Oh man. I know you spar, but I don't want to hit you for real. Sid, hit her for me. You would be silly as fuck trying to wrestle down Alma, and you'd think like she's really tiny, so it'd be easy enough to wrestle her down. But she was like TK throws people off her, like get the fuck away. But does it in the super boy kind of way, where it's like touch and you go flying.
Yeah, shit.
If something like that does happen, though, Brian, I do want to tell you that you will see some moves on her sheet that are currently inaccessible, because I've been prepping to no longer tap the B button, because I've been tapping the B button for a while, but I've been trying to wait for a dramatically appropriate moment to stop tapping it.
This will be good. See what happens. Alright, folks. I will talk to you guys a little bit later. And I guess see most of you tomorrow, and then the rest of you Sunday.
Yes, I need to put together a super quick. I think we're on Sanitation 10 now, opening. Hey guys, we did it. I did not put X in the title. Spoiler, you're gonna fight Titus.
Yeah, this is fun. Thank you, David. Not David, Brian. Sorry. Old force of habit. Thank you, Brian. Okay, I'll catch y'all later. Good night.
Right.